Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. And I know it's been, a month or two since I've uploaded last, and I'll get into the reason for that, later on in the video. But instead, we're gonna talk about what we came here to fucking talk about, and it's that new season of Big Brother, right? And now how I'm gonna format this series is I'm gonna watch, the first 3 episodes, the episodes that come out during the week, and then, write up the script, take my notes or whatever, upload the video the next week. So these videos are gonna be like, a week behind, right? And also I got the regular ass Paramount Plus with ads, so I gotta watch the episodes, like the day after they come out, but whatever. And let's get right into it by introducing some of the, more noticeable players from this season. They're not notable for any in particular reason, like they did some shit or something. It's just, they stuck out to me. But first off, we got Cam, and nothing in particular stood out to him about me. Wait, nothing in particular about him stood out to me, right? But the reason I wanted to introduce him, I guess, was the fact of this little goofy ass meditating shot that they caught of this nigga, right?
My crystals, and I like to meditate. I like to listen to music. I'm very much in my zen, but I'm very competitive.
But next we got Angela, and Jesus fucking Christ, dude, she's already pissing me off. Cause like crying at the mere mention of Big Brother, that's crazy work, bro. I get being excited or whatever, but just, whatever. I'm being too hard on her. And we also have a player named Chelsea. And when I was watching, her intro or whatever, I got the, genuine sense that she was gonna be like a real competitor this season, like a challenge beast. And then we also have Chemo, a mattress salesperson, AKA a fuck nigga, all right? When my first thoughts about Chemo was, he's gay, right? So he's either gonna be the first out or make it a very long time in this game, right? I don't know what it is. If you're gay and that came out a little homophobic, I do apologize. But hey, I'm not wrong. Gay people are almost always, one of the first people to be targeted, or they just make it a really long time in the game, all right? So that's just my thoughts on Chemo. But anyways, there's 4 other house guests apart from the ones that I just mentioned that also make it in, that are also part of that, first round inside the house, right? And look, what I said about Angela is starting to solidify in my fucking head at this point of me watching it, because she's already fucking crying again. All she did was just fucking walk into the house, bro. Like, I get being fucking ecstatic at this idea, but damn, it's the crying that annoys me, bro.
Yes. Very emotional.
I know. I'm glad to hear
My dream come true.
Angela is shaking in her boots. Like, I can feel the heat coming from her body. Is she
Like a flower. Oh my gosh. I'm just emotional because I've dreamt of this for so long and I get to do it.
Let's go to another room.
It's like, pinch me, am I awake?
Like, goddamn, nigga, let's just chill for a second, bro. Like, we don't, what you so worked up for? But anyways, now it's all 8 of the first half of the Anyways, it's all 8 of the first half of the house guests inside the house now, and Julie calls them into the backyard so they can play, a little game, right? AKA the first challenge of the season, AKA I don't got another AKA. But anyways, this new challenge is presented to the house guests in the form of a vote, right? A vote to let in a new house guest. And now this new person has to receive a majority to be let into the house. It can't be even. It can't be like 4-4. It has to be either 5-3 in her favor or more to be allowed into the house, right? Sounds pretty simple, right? Well, fucking wrong, because, well, the producers like to goddamn all of us. So how this challenge really works is there's no new player being introduced. There's not gonna be like 17 house guests inside the house or whatever. This new player is the AI twist of the season called Ansley. AI Ansley. It stands for something, but I don't fucking remember. I was supposed to be taking notes from that, but I clearly did not. All right. So pretty much, if you voted yes to allow this new player, Ansley, into the game, it gives you you're now eligible to compete in this competition that will give you a bonus this season. Wait, no, an advantage this season. Right? And if you voted no, you now are forced to play in this competition where if you receive last place in that competition, you are gonna be the first one to receive like a real punishment for the season. But yeah, hopefully that challenge makes sense to you guys, right? Well, the premise of it, because they actually get to play in it. And remember what I said about, that girl Chelsea seeming like a real competitor this season? Take that the fuck back, bro, because this bitch was moving slow as hell in this challenge, bro. And so she earned herself that last place in the disadvantage competition, right? And the winner for the other one is someone I didn't introduce at the start of the video, and her name is McKinley, right? She's just a very, very tall, pretty girl. She's like taller than me, bro, and I'm 6'2". But I just had to casually drop the fact that I was 6'2". All right, it just had to come out. But that is pretty much it for the first episode. We had to wait till the next one to find out what the fuck the advantages even were and meet the other 8 house guests, right? Who I will introduce you to a few of right now. But as for the standouts for the latter 8 being introduced, we got first up Kenny, this cop who's lying about being the cop. And I'm not gonna lie, like his little intro scene was the funniest one of them all, and that's why I'm including them in here.
Guess what? You're going to Big Brother! I'm gonna do a backflip. I can't do a backflip, but I'm going to the Big Brother house, baby.
And we also got Decor, and I'm including her in these introductions because her accent is absolutely fucking insane. I've never heard anything like it. Just listen to her talk.
Mingled. I lived in London until I was 8 before coming to the south side of Chicago, where I've been raised by 2 amazing women, my mom and my mama Kay, who have really developed me and my sisters into the women that we all.
But anyways, the next 8 house guests get to, talking and introducing themselves amongst one another, and then Cedric gets to talking to the cop dude Kenny, right? And Cedric immediately clocks something on Kenny that, most people would just not notice or not even, pay any mind to. And it's the American flag tattoo that he has on his arm, right? And he's like, yeah, I noticed, what's his face, Kenny might be a cop or, military or something along those lines, but I'm gonna just keep that to myself, right? Because he's not telling people that. But anyways, it's time for these 8 house guests to do the same little challenge vote thing that the previous 8 did, right? But these 8, they haven't interacted with the fucking previous 8. Oh my God. Take a shot every time I said 8 in that sentence, right? So they're going into this ignorant. They don't know what to expect at all, right? And this time around, this group didn't just vote no. They said fuck no. And in a 2-6 vote to keep Ansley out of the house, most of the group, kept her out of the house, right? So most of this group now has to compete in that competition for your life, right? But anyways, it's time for the actual challenge, and it's this quirky little nerd named Quinn that wins, and it's Cedric that loses, right? But anyways, now it's time for this group of 8 house guests to meet the previous group of 8 house guests. And, well, their meeting goes about how you would expect it. They meet each other, right? And after all of those, introductions and whatnot, Julie, lets the house guests know once they're all together that the 2 people who got the disadvantages for this week, they pretty much can't vote. They can't compete in HOH or veto. They pretty much waste of fucking space, right? I'm obviously joking. But pretty much that's just the end of the second episode, right? And now we're on to the 3rd episode of Big Brother where, it's actually fucking Big Brother happening, where people are actually, playing the game of Big Brother. But anyways, the group does more thorough introductions at this point, and it's all pretty normal, except for Angela, of fucking course, right?
You are not ready for me. My name is Angela. I am 50 years old. I have been married to my high school sweetheart for nearly 34 years. I have 4 kids, 3 grandbabies, and I am ready to have the summer of my freaking life with every single one of you. Because I am no stranger to having a good time. So let's do this! Woo! Yes!
Always fucking doing too much, and again, it's only the 3rd episode. And speaking of Angela doing too much, best believe those that watch weekly know what I'm fucking talking about, but whatever. But after all that, after all the proper introductions are done, they decide who's gonna be, the first have-nots of this season. And I am not gonna lie, this have-not room looks super comparable compared to, like super comfortable compared to previous seasons, right? Because I remember at one point, there was a nigga that literally had to sleep on fucking spikes. Sleep on fucking spikes, bro. All these dudes have to, like, the worst part of the have-not room is just, sleeping on a flat board, right? Bring back the torture devices, Big Brother. Like, what are you doing? But anyways, now we're actually playing a game of Big Brother, and alliances are starting to kind of form, right? And there's this player I haven't introduced named meetup, right? Trying to get a all-girls alliance formed. And, you know, none of the girls, like, in this group are dumb. And they realize, like, in the history of reality television, an all-girls alliance just has never worked for various reasons, right? It's just like one of the cardinal laws, you know, like all-girl alliances, I don't know, they fizzle out. And so, you know, like realizing this, the girls are, you know, having a conversation amongst themselves like, yeah, we gotta be pretty fucking selective with who we let into this group. We can't just be letting people in because they're a girl. You gotta be a girl, but you can't be let in because you're a girl, if that makes sense. And, you know, with this, you know, like, notion that they have to be, you know, selective with their choosing, they don't solidify any group yet, right? But Angela is back at it again by having this conversation with Matt, a tall Filipino boy from the season who I haven't introduced. And she's pretty much being like, yeah, you're 100% gonna have a showmatch this season. Totally unaware that she's like, you know, inadvertently like painting him as a target in front of all, oh shit, excuse me, in front of all these other people in the restroom, right? And then secondly, to just like make matters worse, she's like, if I hear any conversations I should be a part of while I'm sleeping, I will literally wake up out of my slumber and come join him, okay?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get my pajamas. I'm gonna try to go to bed. I don't know. If I hear conversations that I should be a part of, I'm getting up. I will get up. Hopefully there won't be conversations tonight.
If they happen, I'll come and get you.
Would you really?
If you don't hurt my...
Y'all see like why I think she's doing too much too early? But you know, it's, hey, I gotta put my hands up and say it's worked for her, okay? But that's some spoilers for the next week and shit. But it seems like, you know, generally on the start of the seasons, it's usually like the high energy players are the players that don't make any effort whatsoever to connect with other people, that make themselves the target, right? And you know, speaking on these high energy players, there's another one who I haven't introduced named Lisa, right? And she's pretty much going around the house walking around like, hey, do you want some edible glitter? Like, get the what? Like it comes off kind of, you know, like disingenuine, I guess you could say, like kind of, you know, like what? You know?
Some glitter?
Oh my God, make that
Some glitter?
This all feels like a setup. On one hand, it's like, okay, like edible glitter, like cute, like creative, like different. And on the other hand, it's like, this is like absolute gameplay. Like I plan to bring this to like glitter coat everything, like opposed to sugar coating it. Same thing. I see right through it.
Kenny!
But hey, I am a certified hater, so just keep that in mind, right? Take everything I say with a grain of salt. But anyways, now we finally get to see, you know, what the advantages were from the last episodes, right? And first up, McKinley receives a reward called America's Veto, and it's pretty much a veto you can use whenever you want within the first 4 weeks of, you know, the season, right? And it'll get rid of the current HOH's nominees for that week, and instead replace them with nominees that America votes in, right? So fuck the foreign watchers. And secondly, the advantage that Quinn won is a lot more, you know, lucrative in my opinion, because it's called the deep fake HOH, right? Pretty much it makes the current HOH invalid and it gives him the power of HOH instead. Now, what makes this part, you know, pretty cool is the fact that it allows for Quinn to, you know, spread misinformation using like an AI voice or whatever. So yeah, under the guise of the current HOH. So yeah, kind of like a deep fake, right? Hence the name. And speaking of HOH and all that, it's now time for the first HOH challenge of the season. And I'm not gonna lie, the producers, hats off to the producers for, you know, the change that they made this season. Instead of there being like just 2 nominees from the block each week, there's gonna be 3, right? If you win if you win veto, I believe there's a possibility for the HOH to be on the block. I'm gonna have to, you know, like confirm this when I'm editing it, but I just believe off of memory that's what it is, right? I think that change makes this season a lot more entertaining, right? Because there's a lot more variability that can happen in between days, you know? And I think it's just gonna make this season a lot more dynamic, so fuck yeah, good job producers, fuck yeah. But as for the first, you know, HOH challenge of the season, I do not want Angela to win it, right? I wrote that shit in my notes like 3 times, bro. It's like, I'm sure she's a cool person, but man, her personality on camera, it's just too much. It seems like it would get on my nerves. That's why I'm not fond of her. I will admit, she makes entertaining television, so it is what it is. So pretty much they're playing shuffleboard in teams and also solo, right? They start off playing in teams and then they move on to solo shuffleboard. And then lo and behold, it gets to the end of the challenge and guess fucking what? Guess fucking what? Angela is still here! And it looks like she's gonna win it, and guess, you won't believe it, she fucking does win it, right? And honestly, like genuinely, I'm not like bullshitting, like hats off to her. Because I think her winning this first HOH is like kinda instrumental to how the rest of the season would play out. Because I'm not gonna lie at all, bro. If she wasn't put in this position of power, I don't think people would have been coming up to her to make these offers, you get me? Because Angela, first few weeks, she seems very volatile. Like, she can't, like, keep a plan to herself. Like, guys, like, subscribe for this next episode because I'm telling you, she does some crazy fucking shit, right? And it works out in her favor because guess what? She has that power of HOH from the first week, which I'm telling you guys, it's very important because it forces people to come up to you and give you offers, right? You don't have to, you're good, right? A lot of that initial heavy lifting is done for you by the power of HOH. Because, well, no one wants to put themselves in a position to be first up on the block. But you know that conversation that Angela and Matt had in the restroom that made him feel like she was targeting him before she was even HOH? He's telling other people about that now. And eventually, those words make it back to Angela, which now inadvertently makes him, you know, a target on Angela's back, right? And you know how I mentioned the fact that her winning the first HOH is really important to her game? Well, it fucking really is because it forces Quinn, well, not forces, it makes Quinn want to go up to Angela and form an alliance with her, which I genuinely believe he would have never did this if she never won the power of HOH, right? He just did this in an effort to save his own ass, I guess, and he eventually, you know, tells her about the power he has, which is a very, very valuable power of the deep HOH, which I explained briefly earlier, right? And this idea of him forming the alliance with her called the BB Guns, right? The first official alliance in this game, I think, of this season, I think. Yeah, this would have never come to fruition if he didn't have to worry about the idea of Angela wanting to put him on the block, right? That's his whole motivation for forming this alliance with her. So I'm telling you guys, first week HOH is by far the most important. And also, I just want to like mention this. I want to say bravo to Angela because I have given her a lot of shit just for being annoying. And I don't want to take anything away from her, you know, her win, right? Because she earned that shit. She earned that shit. She earned it when she really needed to. So congratulations to her, like genuine. She's just a little annoying to watch, but entertaining at the same time. So Angela is having like a series of conversation with people in the house, just trying to, you know, consolidate like who her potential nominations could be. And you know, the first like obvious choice is Lisa because she's rubbing everyone the wrong way with that fake glitter shit. Like, get the fuck out of here with that, right? So that's obviously the first nominee. And then secondly, she's thinking about putting Kenny up because like, well, he was the only real competitor to her in the HOH challenge, right? And then eventually Matt and Angela have a conversation trying to clear things up about their misunderstanding on how Matt thinks that Angela is targeting him, right? And so, you know, they kind of clear things up a little. And then this is when Matt's ego gets a little ahead of himself, right? And then he says some shit like,
man, even if you did put me up on the block, it'd be a waste of a nomination. Because I believe I could campaign myself right up off the block. No one would even vote for me. It'd be a waste.
And it's like, bro, why the fuck are you talking to the HOH like that? Like, why the fuck are you checking the HOH's ego like that? Like, that won't piss her the fuck off, right? But anyways, that conversation ends with, obviously leaving a bitter taste in Angela's mouth, right? And in the next episode, you will find out a very bitter taste in Angela's mouth, right? But anyways, after all that, you would assume, like, the first three nominees would be, you know, Kenny, Matt, and Lisa, right? Fucking wrong, bro. Because out of left field, she puts up that fucking chemo dude, right? The gay guy. You know, it was never alluded to in this episode at all that he was a target on her mind or other people's mind, bro. It was just a shock, right? The editor just surprised us with that. But like I said, bro, I don't know what it is, but gay dudes are always either first targeted or they make it a very long time. Yeah, that's it. The final three The 3 on the block for the first week are Chemo, Kenny, and Lisa before the veto competition. But yeah, that makes it the end of the week for Big Brother. But yeah, if you watched up until this point, major fucking thank you. I really do appreciate that, especially considering the fact that I haven't uploaded in like 2 months, and that's like about like tying the record, I think, with the longest I've went without uploading since like making this channel. And yeah, that feels, it's weird because I really do enjoy like making videos. Like I genuinely do love this whole process. Like, yeah, my cat just made a weird noise. I've never heard him make that noise, but yeah, part of the reason for me just being, you know, delaying this shit is because I got a new job. I've been working quite a bit. I've been, you know, chefing it up. I've been, you know, I'm a cook, right? So I've been working, doing that, and honestly, that's not like it's not a real reason on why I haven't been uploading. I've just been, because I have had the time. I'm working full time, but like, I still have time in the day after I get off to work on a video. And I have been actually like writing scripts, taking notes on a lot of the series I've been watching. I just haven't felt like compelled to make a video on like the series I was watching, if that makes sense. But yeah. And I've also just been like living life too, hanging out with friends. That's pretty cool, cause like, you know, fuck it. Like a lot of my life, I haven't really had like a group of friends like that, so it's pretty cool to, you know, like have people to hang out with and shit. And yeah, like just yesterday, I fucking ran into, I didn't like talk to him or anything, but I ran into the Mark dude from RDC Road, and it was actually caught on the stream. And I'll put it up there. He just said what's up to me and my sisters, and that was fucking dope. But
Okay, bet. I'ma tap in.
That's your teammate?
Nah, he's on the other team.
So why you being so friendly?
Bro, cuz you gotta be nice to the enemy, nigga, so you could win type shit.
yeah, it kind of made the whole event for me. But yeah, I will be back on it now that I have an actual like I really do love like competition reality shows like Survivor and Big Brother. So that, like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna upload a video on these series. Like, I enjoy doing that. But yeah, thanks again for watching to this point. Even if you watched me yap, bro, not even part of the real video, I really do appreciate that. And yeah, also I just want to mention this. I know I am absolutely horrendous when it comes to replying to comments, but I want you to know, if you ever left a comment, I have read it, and it like seriously like took it in, right? I just suck at replying, and that's on me. It's literally as simple as just fucking writing a reply to a comment, bro, and I don't do that. But I do read every single one of your comments. I really do. But yeah, thank you, and bye. I'll see you next week, actually.